is Dr. Sanish Shungarpure. I am a practicing urologist at Kharghar and I am attached to Apollo Hospital at Navi Mumbai. So today I am going to speak about overactive bladder. So overactive bladder is an increasing problem in today's world. It is not that it only affects the aged people, it can affect any person of any age. So it can even affect the teens. So overactive bladder is a symptom complex which consists of 4 symptoms. One is frequency, nocturia, urgency and urge incontinence. It can be a combination or it can be only a single symptom. So these patients normally have got frequency of menstruation, that is they have to go many times to the bathroom during the daytime as well as in the night time. So if they go more than 2 times in the night time, that is called nocturia. Some patients have got a feeling that they will leak urine in between, so that is called as urgency. Some even leak the urine, so that is called as urge incontinence. Now what are the causes of this overactive bladder? Age is one of the factor. With aging, the bladder muscles become weak, the sphincter also becomes weak. So with that, the capacity to hold the bladder, the urine also becomes less. Second thing, also with aging, in this prostatic hyperplasia is there, that is enlargement of the prostate which compresses the urethra, and so the patient, even after passing urine, there is some amount of urine that is remaining in the bladder that is likely to get infected, and that can cause overactivity of the bladder. In females, that because of aging after menopause, there can be meatal stenosis, that is the urine opening can become small. There are other complicating factors like patient if he has got concurrent diabetes, there are increased chances of urine infections. Then patients who are smoking, drinking, these can also act as bladder irritants. Patients who are taking spicy food, this can act as bladder irritants. Patients who have past history of strokes or some neurological disorder like Alzheimer's or Parkinsonism, that can also cause overactive bladder. So normally when the patient comes to you, we take a brief history of the patient. We ask about these symptoms, how it is bothering the life of the patient. Now, most of the patients of overactive bladder, it can even interfere with their social life, it can interfere with their family life, and it can have impact even in the married life also. So how does it interfere with that? Since the patient has to go multiple times to the bathroom in the day and night, so patient it will affect his career, it will affect his circle of family and friends, and it will even affect his sleep and married life. So also when the patient goes out of the home, he has to either drink less water or he has to find where he can stop for the toilet. Also he has to avoid beverages like alcohol when he is outside or when he is on an outing. So how we treat these patients? The first and the most important thing is behavioral modification. In these patients, we ask them to restrict their fluid intake to less than 1.5 to 2 liters per day. We ask them to reduce, especially those who have nocturia, we ask them to take less fluids in the night. Say before 2 hours of sleeping, they should not take any fluids in the night. Third important thing is that they have to avoid bladder irritants, like they have to avoid smoking, they have to avoid excessive tea, coffee, they have to substitute caffeinated with decaffeinated drinks. They have to avoid bladder irritants like spices, oily foods, and they should eat more of green leafy vegetables to make the bowels action smooth. Then there are some methods for bladder training. Bladder training is what? That patient should fix a fixed time for going to the bathroom. They should go to the bathroom at frequent intervals and not only when the urine urge arises. Second thing is that they should suppress the urge for going to the urine, initially by 1 minute, then by 5 minutes, then by 10 minutes. There are some exercises like Kegel exercises. This can be seen on the YouTube or net. In this, the patient actively contracts the external sphincter, because the external anal sphincter and the urinary sphincter, they have got the same nerve supply. So in this, he continuously holds the external anal sphincter and then releases it, does this 10 to 20 times. By this, his control over the urinary bladder becomes more. Voluntary control over the external urine sphincter, that also becomes more. Then there are certain new drugs which are available in the market. These drugs basically they relax the bladder. So we have various drugs in the market. Of course, these drugs have to be used only on the knowledge of the physician or the urologist. and the dose also will be decided by the urologist because these drugs come with side effects. So there are various combinations of the drugs which are available. So the urologist will decide which drug to start for the particular patient. Also, it is not like these drugs just you have to take it for 1 month and then stop, because overactive bladder is a continuous process, and sometimes people will have to take these drugs for a longer period of time. Also, patients who are having other problems like prostatic hyperplasia, your urologist might start drugs for the prostatic hyperplasia also. And then the symptoms are monitored accordingly, the dosages are changed. If you are not responding to drugs and if you are having severe overactive bladder symptoms, then there are certain newer methods like certain botulinum toxin injections which are available. You can ask them for your urologist. These injections, they are injected in the bladder muscle and they help in relaxing the bladder. And further going, there are further surgeries which are available, which like neurectomy, which help to relieve these symptoms. So that is all about overactive bladder.